The battlefield is shrouded in red clouds and strewn with the remains of warriors. Jiang Cheng lies on the ground as a skeleton, his bones cracking. Jiang Cheng's skeleton with burning red eyes crawls forward. Without one arm, he slowly reaches for the sword sticking out of the ground. A huge red paw steps on the bony body. A huge red wolf with red eyes attacks Jiang Cheng's skeleton. We are in 2025 when the beta of the game Great Wasteland opened. The Great Wasteland game has a realistic open world. Millions of players are excited. Swords and magic are timeless themes of human fantasy, and the Great Wasteland has made them a reality. Thousands of jobs and billions of tasks in the game allowed many players to stay constantly in the virtual world. The huge success of the game The Great Wasteland led to beta testers having to work overtime to have time to test everything. The protagonist was one of these beta testers. 3 weeks before the game's release, the protagonist felt sick. He worked 42 hours straight doing a huge chain of tasks, and his condition deteriorated drastically. The hero ended up dying right behind the game equipment. He was met in the game by a girl who was trying to help him move. The girl was worried that she would die if the hero didn't help her. The hero was able to get up and didn't realize what was happening. Jiang Cheng froze when he saw the beauty that stood in front of him and was speechless. The girl, seeing that the hero was frozen again, wondered, "Is this not the place where everyone goes after death?" Before the guy could answer, an explosion sounded behind him, leaving a trail of dust. The guys quickly turned around at the loud sound. The girl points at the approaching zombified wolf elite. The girl asks the skeleton to stop the wolf, warning of the danger. Jiang Cheng realizes that this is not the afterlife, but the starting location of the Great Wasteland game. He remembers that this is the starting location, a village in the wasteland of death. The skeleton and the girl are frozen in fear, and a zombified wolf is approaching them. The pretty girl asks him to fight and protect them. Jiang is perplexed as to why the girl is telling him what to do. The red beast prepares to attack them. The wolf runs at the skeleton and the girl. Seeing the monster attacking him, Jiang remembers that he fought such creatures during the closed testing. He remembers that their weak point is the neck and attacks the wolf. The skeleton plunges his sword into the huge creature that rushes past him. After the blow, the skeleton feels pain and wonders why his arm broke. The wolf hits Jiang with a huge paw. The skeleton flies away, not realizing why he is so weak. Jiang falls to the ground, creating a cloud of dust. The guy lies on the ground, his body disintegrating, bones scattered nearby, and he realizes he is a skeleton fighter. The skeleton realizes he has been summoned by a necromancer and needs to pick up his sword. The wolf crushes the bony body again with its huge paw. Lying under the huge red monster, the skeleton hero thinks, "Damn, is this how it ends?" Remembering the past, the hero talks about his career as a professional gamer, where he became a champion. But a car accident changed everything, ruining his career and his life. His hands were badly damaged and shaking, and he was forced to become a beta tester for games. He threw away his pride and became a lowlife working as a beta tester, but he knew his hour would come. As he recalls his last hours before his death, he hears words of sympathy from those around him. Jiang, lying on the floor, shouts, "To hell with it!" He regrets his life, that he couldn't change anything. The hero prays for a second chance if God would give him one. The skeleton regenerates its bones. Jiang, with burning eyes, vows to take his fate into his own hands. A purple glow appears around the skeleton. It is filled with energy. The skeleton grabs his sword. Lightning bolts shoot from his bones. The system reports the awakening of a divine evolutionary system designed to help the player survive. The skeleton activates a special gift set that restores its health. Jiang's health is fully restored. He is ready to fight. The zombified wolf is attacked by a purple energy discharge to the neck. Jiang throws off the red monster's body, knocking it backwards and stripping it of its head. The girl watching the fight is shocked by what is happening. The head of the zombified wolf flies off from the skeleton's blow. Jiang Cheng stands on the corpse of the wolf, holding his sword. The dust settles. The temporary enhancement effect is gone, his eyes still burning. The system reports defeating the zombified wolf and awarding experience and evolution points. Jiang Cheng is surprised to have survived. Jiang notices that his skeletal body is not as bad as he thought. The girl silently observes him. She is surprised by the skeleton's abilities, calling them amazing. A system window appears with Jiang Cheng's characteristics: name, level, characteristics, skills. A view of a desert landscape with a huge castle in the distance is shown. The Great Wasteland game has high realism and freedom. A magical artifact that makes the game's mechanics have limitless possibilities. The wizard uses magic by destroying the land around him. A giant stone paw is formed. A powerful explosion is unleashed. The girl wizard created a stone monster, which is rare because not everyone can create something alive. Mutated summoned creatures significantly accelerate the pumping of the character. The girl is looking at the image of a mutated monster on the screen. She considers the streamers of the other players. Jiang piercing the zombified wolf's mouth with his sword. The skeleton stands over the defeated zombified wolf. Holding his sword, he is already strong enough to deal with these enemies. A wolf fang falls out, which can be used for crafting or sold for 1 copper coin. The girl rejoices when she sees the loot, money to pay the rent. A wolf's head falls near her, which scares her a bit. The girl who summoned the skeleton is surprised by its speed and strength, admitting that it killed the mutated wolf too quickly. The girl explains that her summoning level is only level 1, and she can't tell the summoned creatures apart, even though it was a mutated wolf. The skeleton easily dispatches a whole pack of zombified wolves, overwhelming the girl with its power. Jiang pierces the mouth of another wolf with his sword, demonstrating his effectiveness in battle. The skeleton declares that he has already adapted to his skeletal body, and the zombified wolves in the initial location are no longer scary to him. The guy raises his level twice in a row, showing rapid progress in the game. The girl collects the dropped materials from the slain creatures, rejoicing at her unexpected luck. The skeleton notes that the girl is probably also a player. The skeleton is surprised at the lack of vocal cords, making it unable to make sounds, but is more startled by the system that has been activated. The system announces the launch of the Divine Evolutionary System, which allows the skeleton to evolve by killing monsters and players. The skeleton studies the information about the system, marveling at the existence of boost points that activate after killing bosses, and wondering why he hadn't heard anything about it while participating in closed testing. Jiang Cheng, being a lower-level skeleton, ponders what he will become as he continues to evolve. The system reports that enough evolution points have been accumulated for the first level up. Jiang Cheng, having no choice, agrees to spend the evolution points. The skeleton decides to test how much the system can improve him, a lower-level creature. Jiang Cheng's evolution begins, and his body is enveloped in flames. The system grants 3 seconds of defense during evolution, increasing health and mana by 80%. During evolution, all of Jiang's stats increase by 80%, and he receives a new sword. Evolution is complete. Jiang Cheng has become a level 2 skeleton warrior. Guy studies his new characteristics, amazed at the scale of improvements after 1 evolution. The system rewarded him with the passive skill Swift Sword Technique, increasing his attack speed by 20%. With a hum, skeleton Jiang Cheng swung his sword powerfully, noting that even without skills his strength was impressive. He reflects that his combat power is far superior to other players of his level, even without using skills. Jiang Cheng fears that if other players find out about his self-awareness, he will be considered a heretic. He realizes that trouble will find him anyway, so he needs to become stronger as soon as possible. Unlike the top players and guilds, he is alone and must fight to survive. Jiang Cheng realizes that he needs to become stronger than his enemies and strives to do so. The system reminds him again to get evolution points, and Jiang decides that killing wolves is no longer profitable. He needs to change locations. He ponders how strong the bond between him as a summoned creature and his summoner is. The girl collects skins, bones, and meat from the wolves she kills, excited about the possibility of earning real money. Cheng remembers the high exchange rate of in-game currency for real money and sees this as a great opportunity to make money. The girl is surprised by the change in the skeleton's appearance, noting how it has changed. She notices the skeleton's new sword and his level increase, saying it's cool. The girl is happy and hugs the guy, planning to get rich by selling the skeleton's materials. The skeleton tries to explain to the girl that they need to change locations. He gestures that it's time to look for new monsters to kill. The girl is cranky and doesn't want to leave. She likes this place. The guy is worried that there will be other players noticing how easy it is to get loot here, and they could be a problem. He realizes that in the world of the game, no one will feel sorry for him or try to understand him, and this stupid girl thinks only about loot. Jiang could fall apart if the girl dies. He grabs the girl, realizing there's no other way to deal with an inexperienced player. He throws her on his shoulder. The girl yells at the skeleton to let her go because she needs to collect the loot. The skeleton doesn't react to her screams, realizing that his skills will make him the leader. Jiang wants to kill the hidden bosses and get rare equipment. He decides to start at the nearest hidden dungeon. The knight pivots backwards from the hit he received. The player dies from the attack of an unknown monster. Near the place of the knight's death, a huge paw print is found, indicating a hidden dungeon. A huge mutant bear attacks the knight, killing him. A window appears with information about the summoner girl. Her name a stupid little cute, level, and characteristics. The skeleton and the girl approach Bear Mountain, and the girl screams in fear. A breathless body weighs on a tree, and the other players run away. The monster's sinister maw approaches the victim. A wounded knight is attacked by a huge beast. He screams that he doesn't want to die, losing his equipment and money. Hearing footsteps behind him, he is glad to see his teammates returning. The knight is terrified, realizing that his rescue is not going to happen. A Jiang skeleton and a girl appear next to the knight. The knight screams in panic upon seeing the ghost. The girl screams at the knight in terror, demanding that he not panic. The player dies from bleeding, his avatar disappears, and the girl stays by Jiang's side. The huge maw of a mutated bear is ready to tear its prey apart. A huge level 7 fanged bear appears. The girl screams that it is very dangerous here. She asks the guy to let her go. If she dies, she will lose all her loot. But the guy is happy that there are no other players here. Skeleton notices that the killed players and fulfilled the conditions for the appearance of the hidden boss. Jiang throws the girl to the ground. The girl is angry at the skeleton, believing that he has rebelled against her. The skeleton and the girl are surrounded by bears. The girl panics. The girl begs the skeleton to get out of here. She is afraid. She turns around and is surprised. The skeleton is already running towards the huge bear, preparing for a one-on-one fight. Skeleton vows to deal with all the bears. Then I won't worry about that woman. I'll do my best to understand their technique and destroy them all. A bear with red eyes and sharp teeth prepares to attack. The bear's powerful paw tries to crush the skeleton, but it dodges. The bear is about to bite the guy, but Jiang defends himself with his sword and flies back. The skeleton is fighting several bears at the same time. His health is at its limit. He is running fast to dodge their attacks. The girl watches the fight, marveling at the skeleton's strength. These bears can't even scratch the little skeleton. The bear attacks the skeleton. It dodges the attack. Jiang jumps on the monster's head. He maneuvers quickly, trying to get the bears to randomly attack each other. Jiang, as a skeleton, is faster and lighter than normal players, which is his advantage. He notices the clawed bear's weak point, its head and ankles. Jiang Cheng activates the quick attack skill, which increases his attack speed by 20% and attacks the bear. He uses his speed to strike at the bear's weak spot. The skeleton continues to attack the monster, dealing blows to it. The guy plans to cut the bear's tendons to immobilize it. All the bears end up immobilized, their tendons cut. Jiang Cheng wants to deal double critical damage and kill the bears, but he realizes why clawed bears are called rookie killers. It turns out the bears use a unique electrical skill that can hinder players. Cheng, startled by an unexpected electric shock, cries out, "What is that?" The blue electric beam attempts to immobilize the skeleton. Bears often use this technique, paralyzing inexperienced players and then attacking them, which is why they are called rookie killers. The girl orders him to attack, thinking he can't withstand the bear's attack. She's shocked at the monster's strength. The evil clawed bear prepares to attack, its eyes blazing. Despite the paralyzing blow, Jiang Cheng remains unharmed. He is immune to it. A guy like the undead, he attributes his immunity to the paralyzing blow to his lack of blood and flesh. Jiang Cheng, ignoring the paralysis, attacks the bear. The skeleton jumps on top of the huge bear's head and plunges his sword into its head, knowing that this will definitely end the monster. The huge body falls to the ground with a thud. The girl marvels at the skeleton's strength, exclaiming how strong it is. Jiang recalls that he memorized the characteristic movements of the fierce bear's paws long ago. Guy, using the unique features of the skeletal body, he will be able to defeat the rest of the monsters. The hero receives 50 evolution points and 30 experience points, rejoicing at the good rewards. The skeleton plans to continue farming evolution points for the next level up. Attacking the next bear, the guy raises his level to 4, after which he plans to kill the hidden boss. The girl admires the skeleton, noting its incredible speed and smooth movements. The skeleton lightning attacks the bear. His movements are so fast that they seem unreal. The girl watches the fight, remembering that this skeleton was one of the best players in the game's closed beta testing. She is amazed by his incredible speed and compares his movements to divine. Freezing, the girl wonders if this skeleton could have been created especially for her. The girl joyfully exclaims that she has summoned Jiang Cheng, a skeleton designed by the game's best designers. The girl, a little embarrassed, notes that she was lucky to summon such a powerful skeleton, and her experience points increase. Many items dropped from the slain bears appear around the girl, and she is delighted with the loot. She began to scrutinize every object. The skeleton feels strange, as if he is being used. He notices that his evolution points are increasing rapidly, and soon he will be able to level up. More bears appear in front of him. The system tells Jiang Cheng that because of his outstanding performance, a hidden evolutionary path has been opened to him. 3 evolution paths are revealed to him: Skeleton Bandit, and Skeleton Berserker, each requiring a different number of evolution points. The system shows a hidden evolution path that requires 2,000 evolution points, twice the normal amount. The skeleton Jiang Cheng, with eyes blazing, points thoughtfully at the screen, pondering the time cost, but also the great benefits. Jiang Cheng, standing on the high ground, watching the 2 bears, realizes that a certain number of monsters need to be killed to activate the hidden boss. The skeleton chooses the hidden evolution path by touching the screen. Jiang Cheng, decisively picking up his sword, is ready to evolve, confident in his abilities. The 2 huge bears are already ready to fight. Loud monster cries resound over the mountain of ferocious bears. The bear with red eyes attacks, preparing to attack, but it is pierced by a swift, accurate sword strike. The system tells you to gain 10 evolution points and 10 experience points after defeating the bear. Jiang Cheng's sword slams into the ground, ending the battle with the bear. The skeleton checks his evolution points, not much left until the next level up. Jiang is unhappy that he is short of evolution points until the next level up. Skeleton looks around thoughtfully. The entire battlefield is filled with the breathless bodies of huge monsters that have dropped loot. The skeleton sits on the bear, satisfied with the result of the hunt. A system message warns of a hidden boss. A portal opens in the forest. Jiang is surprised by the strict rules for opening the hidden god. You must be weaker than level 10 and kill all monsters in 45 minutes. The skeleton climbs a tree, confident that the boss is already nearby. Only a bright red dot is visible in the darkness. A huge bear with red eyes appears out of the darkness, the king of Bear Mountain, a level 15 hidden boss. Jiang thinks that the boss doesn't notice him yet. Maybe the guy isn't pumped up enough, or the game doesn't recognize him as a player. Jiang Cheng wonders if he should test his strength by attacking the boss. He decides not to attack right away, as this boss is very dangerous for newcomers. Thinking back to the beta test, Jiang Cheng remembers being chased by the same boss. Skeleton realizes that there are many such bosses at the beginning of the game, and he doesn't remember all of them. He decides to defeat the boss after the next evolution, because there is still more than an hour until the next boss appears. Jiang senses something new and intriguing. The skeleton sees a connection between himself and the girl, his summoner, through a purple glow. After reincarnating as a summoned being, I feel a connection to the girl despite the distance. Even though I'm far away from her, I feel like she's busy doing something, probably collecting loot from slain monsters. The guy was right, she's still searching the corpses of bears, collecting anything valuable from them. What's that? He noticed something strange. A group of team players came to the battlefield looking around. They say that someone wiped out all the bears in their territory. One of them thinks it's people from the Brawlers Guild. The guy hears that their deputy fought the Brawler Guild over the Valley territory. His partner tells the guy to shut up because there might be enemies. The squad leader orders everyone to look for the intruders. If they don't find him and report to the guild master, they will be scolded. The knights are looking for someone in the woods, one of them finding a trail. The other knight looks around, wary of monsters and worried about the money spent on equipment. He notices the girl finding the purple material and rejoices at the riches. He orders her not to move and calls for the others. The knight asks the girl where she is from and why she has come to them. The girl explains that she came in search of treasure. The knights ask about the girl's crew. She replies that there is none. The girl is embarrassed and explains that she has no team, only a helper whom she has commanded. The knight orders another to capture the girl. The girl is alarmed and activates her blade ready to fight back. One of the knights, using the explore skill, declares that the girl is not lying. The knight reports that the girl is a level 9 necromancer, whose skeletons are weak and slow. The boy notices that the bear's wounds are very even and neat, as if inflicted with a sword. He also confirms that she is indeed a loner, and seems to be a loser, which angers the girl. The knights assume that the girl has accidentally wandered into the bear's territory. The leader of the knights allows the girl to be taken away. One of the knights rejoices, thanking the ringleader. The knight, wanting to watch the leader deal with the girl, tries to grab her. He is about to grab the girl's arm. Knight asks the girl if she knows that the most realistic thing in the Great Wasteland is the tactile sensation, and Jiang's skeleton appears behind him. He sees the skeleton and raises an eyebrow in surprise. The other knight turns around at his comrade's shout. He turns around and what he sees shocks him. A girl holding onto the skeleton. On the ground lies the body of a hunter. She shouts to the villains that it is a skeleton warrior, and he is very strong. The knight, wounded and running away in panic, screams in pain while holding onto his arm. The skeleton, carrying the girl on his shoulder, runs away from the knights. The knights try to lift their comrade, and their captain orders them to catch up with the skeleton and the girl. A loud scream echoes throughout the forest. "Capture them!" The girl, hugging the skeleton, rejoices at his return, not believing she will see him again. The knights chase after Jiang and the girl. One of them yells for them to stop. The girl asks the skeleton to put her down so she can run away on her own and attack the pursuers. She wonders why the skeleton responds so quickly to her requests. The girl admires the skeleton, noting that it is very cute despite its appearance. The skeleton, throwing the girl into the bushes trying to hide her, runs on. The girl, falling into the bushes, curses at the skeleton for his rudeness. The knights continue the chase. One of them orders to catch up with the skeleton. The girl realizes that the skeleton has distracted the knights so she can escape. Jiang has already stopped waiting for his opponents. The knights have caught up with him and are about to attack the skeleton without a second thought. Jiang notices that their archer is very weak in character and is lucky to disarm him first. The skeleton swings his sword with great speed behind his back, showing his opponents his strength. The knights notice that the girl has disappeared and one of them is shrouded in fear. One of the knights scolds himself in rage for underestimating the girl, who turned out to be more cunning than she seemed. The knight analyzes the skeleton, who single-handedly quickly dispatched a large number of monsters. The commander is alarmed by the calmness of the enemy. He thinks that there is a trap. He orders the archer to use the skill Shadowbird to scout the area. But the archer doesn't respond and throws his arrows on the ground. The enraged guy who was injured vows to kill whoever dared to attack him. Jiang, holding his sword, listens as he is threatened by the knights, and another knight tries to calm him down. He is shrouded in purple light and opens his mouth threateningly, ready to attack. Jiang, with red eyes blazing, swings his sword, showing his strength and speed. The enraged archer throws his blades at the skeleton, shouting, "You bastard!" Jiang deftly deflects all of the knight's blades. The knight launches several more throwing knives at the skeleton. The knight realizes that the archer won't make it. The captain orders everyone to attack the skeleton. The knight jumps up and tries to deliver a powerful hammer blow, but Jiang dodges. The knight is amazed. He didn't expect such agility. The archer accidentally launches several blades into the portal. A system message comes through. A group of knights watch in horror as the message comes through. System message. Bear Mountain's hidden boss, the king of Bear Mountain, has spotted the player. The red eyes of the hidden boss appear out of the darkness. A huge dark figure appears in the sky above the bandits. The knight shouts, urging everyone to flee, warning of a massive attack. Something crashes at high speed into the ground. One of the knights flies away from the powerful impact. System message, player dead. A giant bear, the king of Bear Mountain, level 15, appears out of the darkness, and the knight wonders if the girl released this monster. The king of Bear Mountain activated his furious berserk roar ability, and the ground shook with its power. The knights, realizing they can't make it, retreat in panic, screaming for escape. One of the knights suddenly hangs in midair, struck by the boss's ability to manipulate gravity. The boss uses his Storm of Sand ability, trapping the knight, who tries to free himself. Cheng remembers the boss's ability and realizes how difficult the upcoming battle is. The boss attacks the knight. The knight tries to defend himself, but there is little chance. The knights realize that they have been set up by the skeleton who lured them here on purpose. A skeleton can be seen in the distance watching what is happening. The effect of the gravity manipulation begins to fade. The knights flee, realizing that their health is running low and lamenting that they did not expect an ambush. The knights decide to quickly retreat and report the hidden boss. One of the knights asks where the skeleton disappeared to. Jiang attacks the knight by jumping in front of him. The knight falls. A system message announces the death of the player. Jiang walks slowly. He decides not to run away but to stay. He is confident in his abilities and knows he can defeat the boss. A huge beast scattering trees approaches the hero. The skeleton gets 20 evolution points. A new evolution is available to him. The system asks Cheng if he wants to evolve after accumulating enough points. Jiang Cheng does not hesitate and agrees to evolve. The evolution process begins, with a strong energy wave enveloping the skeleton. The monster's huge mouth approaches Jiang Cheng, but with one hand he grabs the monster's fang and stops it. With 2 seconds left to complete the defense period of evolution, Chang is almost ready. The evolution is complete. The guy has become a rank 3 skeleton fighter, gaining a new skill and armor. Jiang wounds the monster's paw with one quick move. Jiang Cheng's quick attack hits the bear. His speed is impressive. The skeleton looks at the opponent, waiting for the next attack. The king of Bear Mountain stares menacingly at the guy. The monster hits the skeleton very quickly, pushing him back. Despite evolving, Jiang Cheng realizes that he's still not strong enough for a frontal attack. The level 1 bone armor activates, strengthening Chang's arms. The new armor gives the skeleton the ability to release sharp bone needles. The needles pierce the monster's eye, causing it great pain. After the powerful attack, Jiang Cheng freezes, preparing for the next blow. The skeleton feels a powerful air jolt. The King of Bear Mountain activates his sandstorm ability. Jiang realizes that his movements will be restricted by the sandstorm. He tries to launch bone needles to stop the monster's attack. Jiang ignores the sandstorm and launches the bone arrows at the Bear Mountain King, counting on the long range of gravity magic. He explains that the arrows will change trajectory like bone arrows under the influence of gravity and hit the target accurately. Under gravitational force, the arrows accurately hit the target, distracting the boss. While the monster is distracted, Jiang makes a quick dash towards the enemy. He slips under the bear's belly. With a powerful kick, he slashes the monster's belly, but the bear throws the skeleton away again, increasing the distance. The system warns of the boss using its ability. The King of Bear Mountain uses the sandstorm domain, lifting huge chunks of earth. The gravity field intensifies. It's Jiang Cheng's last chance, but he doesn't have many bone arrows. The face of the bear is once again riddled with bone arrows. Jiang Cheng takes advantage of the moment to jump on the rocks flying in the air. He tries to get close to the boss. Jiang Cheng, soaring into the air bear opening his mouth, wants to swipe the hero. The skeleton once again releases its bony wails. The enraged bear, with its eye pierced, turns its muzzle slightly away. This gives the hero the opportunity to thrust his sword into the monster's eye at high speed. Jiang Cheng falls to the ground after the bear's powerful blow. The gravitational effect dissipates, and the monster holds onto his eye with his paw. The skeleton lying on the ground realizes that this is not the end. The bear, mortally wounded, writhing in pain, its end is near. Jiang discovers that his new bone regeneration skill requires bone powder, which he doesn't have enough of. Suddenly, darkness envelops everything, and someone turns to Jiang Cheng, saying she's been waiting for him for a long time. The Bear Mountain King addresses the skeleton, emitting a powerful energy. Jiang Cheng realizes that something is going wrong, as the early bosses weren't supposed to communicate with players. The beast offers Jiang Cheng one last gift from Bear Mountain. The King of Bear Mountain is about to activate his ability, 1,000 lightning strikes. A crystal lights up in his forehead. Jiang Cheng is surprised because there was no description of the boss's new ability in the public release. The guy is puzzled why the developers added such a complicated mechanic. Xiangxiong now becomes immune to electrical attacks. A powerful lightning bolt strikes the ground, demonstrating the power of the King of Bear Mountain. A girl running towards the battle scene shouting, "Little skeleton!" She had her hands full of crystals, that's why she was gone for so long, and her inventory was full and her speed was reduced by 40%. She ran as fast as she could, not noticing that she was losing crystals. The girl decisively takes her staff and prepares to fight for her skeleton. When she arrived at the battle site, she noticed something falling from the sky. A huge, breathless body of a bear was approaching the ground. The girl is horrified by the sudden appearance of a huge monster. A powerful explosion shakes the neighborhood. A window appears with the characteristics of the summoned skeleton. Name Jiang Cheng, level 10, species, characteristics, skills and owner, girl.
To be continued.